YouTube? Hope everybody's doing good today. Today is Wednesday, the 13th. There's a few people's birthdays today. Miss China Doll's birthday, and whoever else celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday. All that good stuff. Alright. Okay, there we go. There we go. I scheduled the live. Went out to go set up, had my my tripod and everything, and realized that I didn't have my phone. Yeah, that just happened. But it don't matter. We are here, man, and I'm on here today, man, just going over the cruise, just coming back from a cruise, an Invicta collaboration cruise with people, man, and I'll explain what that is, because I had some questions prior when I mentioned the cruise before. Invicta is no longer doing the cruises. The last cruise Invicta hosted, or like they rented out the entire ship, was in 2020, and that ran from 2017 into 2020. We thought it would come back, but you know, COVID happened, and of course, you know, you guys know the rest. But last year, Invicta did something, or let me just say AL, because AL is the captain of the ship. AL did something, or allowed something to happen that I thought was pretty interesting. Now was allowing a Facebook, or aligning himself with the Facebook group to actually host a groupcation. What up, T White? And what that means is the Invicta logo will still be seen on the cruise, because they have Invicta merchandise on cruises for the most part. And back in the day, they had Invicta stores inside the cruise. Now, I will be showcasing or dropping a video that shows the space that Invicta inhabits on the cruise. It's no longer a store by itself, but it's actually involved. I mean, it's connected to another store, like Effie and some other watches and stuff like that. So the last ship I was on, the Horizon, and the Horizon may still be set up like this, but I was on a Celebration on this one. Celebration does not have an individual space for Invicta. It's a shared space. But at any rate, what's up, Skylar? I'm out here running around here trying to get some errands done. That's the one thing about vacation, is when you come back home, you got to pick back up where you left off. And I had a lot of stuff I had to do. And yeah, I would much rather be in the bed resting right now, because, man, your boy tired, boy. This cruise, it was 7 days of cruising, plus we stayed in Florida for an additional 2 days because it was cheaper to fly out Tuesday than it was to fly out the day of. We saved what was it, close to $600 by taking a different day other than the day of. Man, they taxing, boy. I tell you, boy. If I didn't know any better, I say these the travel agencies and cruise lines and stuff like that are trying to make up for what they missed out on during those 2 years of that COVID sat them down. What's up, Ripsaw? Appreciate all the content you've been putting out. Hardest working watch enthusiast, I know. Man. Hey, bro, I was looking at your watch review. I haven't responded yet. Good grief, man. Left the darn key in the car. Y'all forgive me. I'm still getting my bearings back. So I thought I'll stop off at the park real quick on the way in between errands and holler at y'all about something, because for those saw that video that I just did. It was like a 9-minute, almost 10-minute video on the Watch Expo. Let's see, I'm getting my stuff set up, so give me just a second. Just a second. I'm trying to one hand all this other stuff, man. Who in the chat? Your brain is vacation mode. It is, bro. I promise you. And we came back, man, and we got the grandbabies at the house. She there with her daddy right now, but I said, let me go out and get some stuff done before, because I know he got to be at work, and I got to be back on grandpa mode here. So then we come back to the weather. Here is, as you can see, man, can you see it? It look cold, don't it? And my camera's dirty. All right, that's better. I'm still trying to get it together. Only worked 3 hours yesterday, 4 hours today. Took off on Monday, man. Bro, you should, bro. We ain't had no sleep, really. We ain't had no sleep. Bro, when you cruising, like, and it's one thing to cruise. So let me go through the cruise, which was amazing, man. And I'm going to go into more details, man. T. White, I know you don't have a problem coming up, man, talking about your experience with the cruise, Godfather, and anybody else that want to come on here and talk about the cruise. You guys are more than welcome, because I want people to see it, or at least hear it from more than just my perspective, because everybody saw something different. Everybody's experience was different. Even though we were hanging together, man, it was crazy. It was crazy, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. I want to go straight into the Watch Expo and sort of a reviewing the Watch Expo day one. And what happened was, there was a message put out on Facebook, and it was just a request, like, who all wants to participate in the expo, because we had a conference room on the ship. We couldn't get a huge room, so we had to break our expo down there for 3 days, because there was only realistically like between 20 to 30 people can fit in there, and it got hot in that room. It got really hot, man. I wish you could have opened up the windows, the sea doors or something like that, or at least had some AC in that thing or something, because that room got stupid hot with all those people in there. But people didn't seem to mind it, man. They were in there, and I'm not gonna say they didn't mind it. They were hot too, but they were enjoying themselves, man. They were looking at the different collections. And this is where I want to start at. Invicta as a whole. On the way down to Miami, there were people that worked TSA, the pilots, Invicta watches on their wrists. I was like, man, that's crazy. And then we get to the port, Invicta watches, so I said, hey, they have to be in our group. And when I talked to these people, they had no idea that we were coming on the ship. They just love Invicta. Some had 10 watches in their collection. Some had 100 watches in their collection. Some had, 15, 20, whatever, 35. And I was curious, so I'm going to tell you what they told me after asking this one question. Why Invicta? So I'll give you the rundown. Bro started at the store visit. Yeah, man, bro, that's, man, Miami. Yeah, you right, man. Before we, hold up, let me back up. T. White, you right, man. We was at the store. We met J.M. Carrera, and if you don't know who he is, man, he's an F2 driver. Had a car crash early in his career, man. Tore his legs up, man, and he's back in there racing, man. I had a chance to talk with him and whatnot. I didn't record the conversation me and him had. Some stuff I think is made for camera. The other stuff, I'm just curious because, I was just curious about the rehab he had to go through. I guess that could have been camera worthy, but I asked him personally for some personal stuff. Anyway, it was refreshing to see you go back to your Invicta roots on vacation, bro, man, because that's where it started, man. That's where Trapvision started at, man. Like, I started with my, the love of a watch, man. Just all these people, man. All these people, and that's something that you can't really explain. It's like, well, I guess I can. Let me just run it down. Some people collect watches in the Invicta timepieces because it matches outfits, or because their grandfather got them involved with, you know, Invicta and stuff like that. And you know, there was a number of reasons, man. They're affordable. They like the big size. You know, one guy confessed that there's no other watch company pays attention to the details of a watch, right? And you gotta understand. I'm gonna show you something, because I have a few of the watches that I brought with me on the cruise. I have them right here. So, for example, this right here is the Invicta Chaos. This right here, anybody that went on that Invicta cruise in 2020 knows exactly how important this watch was. How crazy people went for this watch. This watch wasn't originally Invicta's design, but Invicta bought Imperius, so it became an Invicta design. There are a few people I know that actually has the original Imperius model. And this watch was, I mean, you had it in the meteorite, you had the mother pearl, and you had the pave diamond. All of them with the R150. You had the Coke or the Pepsi bezel. You had like a rose tone. Like, there were so many different variations to this watch, man. But this was a serious, and this wasn't even that year. This wasn't even a cruise watch, because Invicta had a watch that they will release on the cruise. It was actually graffiti pieces were the cruise watch. The official cruise watch of 2020 were graffiti. Like this bad boy. And going back to, for the most part, a lot of people collect Invicta because of these very details. Because Invicta does not mind making a watch that has all these different colors. And I know there was a YouTuber that was in this title. He said, "What the F?" Like, talking about the color. But people like that stuff, man. Because you got to understand this, or you should understand this. When it comes to horology and height horology, Invicta does not fall in that category as a Vacheron or a Patek. They source their movements, right? Now, back in the day, Invicta was making movements and stuff like that, and they were making watches that were affordable. But that was the whole thing behind, that's their theme, affordable timepieces. Just so you know, Travis, I've been sharpening my tool and building my arsenal for an independent brand battle. Ho ho! Hey, come on with it. Come on with it. Yes, sir, because that show was coming up, bro. Because we had 2 battles on the cruise, yeah. The real question is, how many watches did you buy on vacation? Hey, you know what's crazy? I didn't buy any. I didn't buy one watch, man. I didn't buy one watch, and I can't. So I didn't bring that watch out on purpose. I almost brought the watch out. I received 2 watches, man, but those watches deserve a video all by themselves, and they will receive they will receive that time. Actually, you'll see both of them. I'm not gonna make a separate video for both of the watches that I received, but you'll understand why and the gist of it, all that stuff. What up, Ben? Yeah, man, yeah. And it's a shame I gotta wear a hoodie right now because I just left Florida, and it was a cool 79 degrees when I left there, man. I get back to Indy, man, to like 46 degrees, and it's hoodie season. I'm done collecting. Can't keep up with this group. I'm going to fade into the sunset. You capping live? No, bro. I promise. The only thing I bought on cruise, I went down to the Puerto Rico store, and I bought 2 pair of glasses. I bought a pair of Invicta glasses and Techno Marine. But I want to tell you guys something serious, man. As I show you the last watch that I have, that I brought with me. And the reason why people love Invicta so much is because stuff like this. Look at the plating on this watch. Yep, it is a huge watch. It's big. I get that. You know, 52 millimeters. Big brick style watch. I get that, man. But this is what people love. They love look at that. They love all of the plating. They love all of the wording and stuff like that. People were like, when I was asking people on the cruise, what is it about Invicta that you love the most? They said, man, variety, the colors, the price. And keep in mind, I'm going to give you some tidbits because I do want to give you this. I want to give the people the new people that subscribe to me, and I told you, I promised you one thing. I promised you that I was going to tell you what would be the best option for you, right? So let's break down this cruise, the Expo. The Expo show people watches that are no longer being made, gives you a history lesson of the watch for those that know what they had. Some people didn't know what they had in they box. They just got it because it looked good, you know. There's no crime to that. But if you do try to portray that, you know, like whatever, we're not gonna get into all that. I'm gonna tell you this: the Expo was good for us to see watches because, for example, this watch was shown. There were several of us that had this watch, but Mark Hines, Diamond Mark, had this one with the white dial. I didn't know it had diamonds around the markers. I didn't know that. I was like, did you have that? Because he's the diamond guy. He has the biggest and the largest diamond collection, Invicta diamond collection in North America. I don't know anybody else that has a larger diamond collection than him. And if you are out there, I mean, I guess you can show or showcase your watch. Get in touch with me. Let me know. Let me see what's happening. If you want to come on, you're more than welcome. Bear wrist. Sheesh. I did buy Tony White bought 2 watches, that gorgeous blue. Bear wristed for me. Burned all my watches. Hey, he saw that Expo. He said, I'm done. He said, I'm done. I'm like, yo, no, Vic, get out of here. Now, what I want to give, we're 17 minutes into it. That Jamal Anderson, bro, was a sight to see. Yes, that Jamal, because people don't realize that. And that video's coming up. I'm going to do more commentary in the next Expo. The next Expo, I'm going to show you clips of both the last 2. You know what I'm saying? And you'll see the winner of the Expo, right? Yeah. Bro, I'm telling you, man, I got so much work to do. Plus, I owe 3 videos out to somebody else that's non-Invicta. I did those on the ship, which I thought was pretty dope. You know, I like doing, you know, videos from the ship. Videos on the ship is amazing. It's just amazing. Just the fact that you're on a cruise ship. If you've never been on a cruise, man, you got to go on a cruise. And if you have motion sickness, there's things that you can do. They have Dramamine, they have medicine that you can take, man, but don't cheat yourself out of a great experience, man. Gosh, man, that cruise was amazing. Welcome in, everybody that just came in. Being awesome. This weekend. Shameless plug. Sorry. Hey, you know I support that. You know hey, Dad mods, I support that all day. I think that's awesome, man. Cruises are cool. I used to go a lot. Hey, Ben, the best thing about the cruise going with other people like a groupcation is the camaraderie, man. Like we was playing cards and this man clowning each other, man. Like we're gonna get into all that. But I don't want to leave this episode or this live without giving my honest opinion on buying watches from either eBay, InvictaStores.com, Invicta Stores, brick and mortar, and the cruise. The difference in all of those I just said, eBay, you have to find your trusted seller, and the only person that I really trust on eBay is Matt's Watches, right? There's another one, Bulldog Enterprises is another trusted source for buying like your watches. For those you guys that love Invicta watches, those are trusted sources. But you're gonna pay a reduced price. You're gonna pay a reduced price than if you went into a brick and mortar. Now, there are certain stores that are acknowledging the fact that if you have the same model number, you can actually get that watch at a store at a discount. But it has to be a participating model, and there are certain models that they will not price match for, right? It's just certain watches they won't. And don't be afraid to ask. They either gonna say yes or no. The other thing, going to a cruise. The best thing about a cruise, when you're going out on the water and you're not paying taxes and stuff like that, you're paying exactly what the watch says, and you may even get a discount. Ask for the discount. Be like, hey, look, I need a discount. What can you do for me? You know, and they give, the more you buy, the more discount they give you and stuff like that. But you're going to pay a pretty penny on a cruise ship. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. You're going to pay some money on a cruise ship. Now, the good thing about buying from a cruise ship is you're going to find some watches that you can't find in circulation anymore, because those watches have been there and you don't know what they have in their inventory. So for all my Invicta fans that, like, you know, I was looking at Ryan had showcased, he was doing his podcast last night. Somebody asked a question about Shaq. Will we see any new Shaq pieces? No. That contract between Shaq and Invicta had expired last year sometime. I think during that bankruptcy. So any Shaq piece that you get right now is a collector's item. That's done. It's not coming back. It's dope that Invicta have such a large supportive community. Man, Ben, the community is crazy. Good afternoon. What's up, Roy? Love cruise, best vacation. Yeah, I gotta see that. Watch Skylar. Scroll. Let's see here. Okay, so now, can you, or could you save some money for those guys that bought on the cruise? You could have, but there's impulse buying. There's being there with all these people around you, man. It's exciting. It's noisy. You looking at people's wrists. You're like, man, I want, you know, I need to get me a watch. So I would not tell you to skip out on that experience. But will you get that experience every time? No. Because just so happened, there was an Invicta group on the cruise. And y'all, when I tell you that Invicta ship made so much money from that just because we were on the ship, people were excited because they're like, yo, we didn't know that these people was like that. I talked to so many people on this cruise that had no idea these Facebook groups. Oh, and keep in mind, I left a link to a number of Facebook groups that were on the ship. And Invicta Ryan, if you want to know more, because he goes live with his podcast. Just got back from AD. You know they sub. Great day. Hey, that's dope. Congratulations, man. That is dope. And yeah, so I just want to do this one thing. And I don't want any entity out there to be fooled about who Trapvision is. I will not lie to nobody on this channel about the price of a watch or what watch is best just for you to buy from that company and like you just like trash my name. You know what I'm saying? Like my credibility is out the window. I will not do that. I will not ever. I had a discussion with a source, and I'm just not for that. I'm not for that. I will test out a watch. I will look at the watches in entirety, and if I think the watch is dope, I'll let you know. You know, and it's up to you, man. I'm not even talking like with the prices and stuff like that. I know for me, I'm not telling you guys this. If you ask me $2,000 for a watch, if they're asking price, not asking me personally, but if the asking price for a watch is $2,000, right? I'll look at that watch and I say, okay, what about that watch makes it $2,000? I'm going, like for me, I'm looking at a number of things. I'm like, okay, the heritage of this company, how new is it? How old is it? What's their record like? You know, what's the movement in it? How does it fit into my lifestyle? There's a number of questions that I asked before, you know. So if the asking price is for some watches $2,000, I do the comparison thing. So when we get that $1,500 mark, I already got in my mind there are a number of watches that, okay, if you at the 1,500, 15 to 2,000, there's a watch right now that I like. Midu is a watch company that I'm like, It's not popular in North America, but I like what they have. And I can get a Midu for like $600. Look at Glycine. Glycine, geez, I can literally, man, GMT for what, 5 and some change? Well, something like certain models is $484. So I'm gonna just say $500. So if you're asking $1,500 for a particular watch, I'm like, well, I'm gonna go with what I like and what I think is best. And that's that, you know what I'm saying? Certina, that's $1,000 for a watch. Tissot has a number of watches. So depending on what watch brand it is, and that's what I'm gonna give you guys. If I come across some deals, I'm gonna share it with you guys. If you ask me about a watch and you say, hey, Trap, you got any experience with this watch? Do you think it's worth it? I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm not gonna say something just because, like, say for instance, a company, because right now, you know what the hot ticket is? And Mr. Santana touched on it. There's a dozen people touched on it. If a company sends you a watch, right? Think about this. Are you obligated to say something kind about this company? Even though if you look at it, you're like, man, this watch trash. I don't want to buy this watch. But they sent it to you. They say, hey, you can have the watch. For example, I got a watch from Nubeo, right? It was the Star Trek watch. That wasn't really a review, man. It really wasn't a review. I told you what the watch was, and I leave it up to you if you like it or not. I did put it, however, put in there paid promotion because they sent me the watch. And I showcased it, man. I told a story about Star Trek with the actual watch. But, you know, and I told you the dimensions and stuff like that. I said I think it's dope. I like it because it has that Richard Mille look to it. For not the Richard Mille money. So for that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess you can call it a review. You can say it a review. I didn't look at it as a review. I looked at it as it was an experience of me having this watch. Who had the craziest watch on the cruise? Oh, man. Hold up. So you got to define that crazy. Because I can run through, I can tell you Mark Hines had the nuttiest diamond piece on there, man. Just, that thing was stupid. That was in today's video, right? But then, I got to give it to Anthony out of New York. He had a Jamal Anderson X-Wing. Keep in mind, there's 2 versions of it, diamond, non-diamond. I don't know the number, the general population number of the non-diamond, but the diamond one was 32 made. And I only know 2 people with that thing. 32 of them suckers went out, and you can't get them unless you buy them from one of those. And they're not giving. That is the unicorn of all Invicta pieces. Like, you can't get it. You just can't find it, bro. And I put my hands on it, and it was still in the wrapper. Bro, I'm like, yo, if I'm in a position, if he ever gets rid of that watch or thinks about getting rid of that watch, I'm like, bro, let me know. I will sell some watches to get that watch in my collection. The Dirty Bird, oh yeah, that was the unicorn of the cruise for me. That one right there. And then of course, Mark Hines had 4 diamond pieces in his collection. That was stupid. Just stupid. You can't just, oh man, bro, it was crazy. Just crazy, bro. Roy said he got his first new Rolex. Yes, but if you're buying something that you've been looking for and they have it, you better buy it because you may never see it again. Oh yeah, thanks for keeping me on. And that's the other thing too, is like, you do, like, that's the one thing about buying from those places, because I bought a watch, man, for $1,000, right? And I got criticism from a number of sources, like, yo, why would you spend $1,000? Because that was a watch that I wanted, and I let it slip past me before, and I'm not anymore, because if it go away, I'm sitting there regretting it. And that's something that I want in my collection. Not for you guys, not for those guys over there, not for the people over there in the Hilton. I got it for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I wanted. And the cruise, they had a watch on there, man. I was like, yo, that watch is fresh, right? Now, this is the crazy thing. I thought about it, considered it, and I was like, man, I walked over to look at Longines, Bremont, and some other watches. I come back over there, and this husband and wife was buying the watch that I was looking at, and that was the only one they had in there. And it was a Sabakwa on the strap that I've never seen before. And I was like, dang, that watch gone that quick. And it wasn't that expensive, you know what I'm saying? But I was second guessing, man, that watch was gone. Aragon mystery box. I saw that. What company should I start over with? Vic, be quiet. But what you love, buy what you love, and very proudly. You better spill the tea on the conversation you had behind the scenes without mentioning any names, of course. There was, okay, I'll put it to you like this. I had several conversations on this cruise about watch collecting. I had, how can I put it? I've been approached by an entity, if you will, and we're having a discussion. Well, we had a discussion, and let's just say that Trap has been doing this for 6 years. Yeah, I hit 6 years, yo. That's what I forgot to tell you. 6 years of doing YouTube. But Trap's been out here for 6 years showing this passion and expressing himself and sharing this entire community, right? Sharing the highs and lows, the ups and downs, in and outs. And the one thing that me and this entity come to a head with was like, yo, I've approached you before. I've approached you a second time. I've approached you a third time. And all I wanted when I approached was like, hey, I want to expand. I want to learn more. I just need an opportunity. And this entity like shut the door. But now this entity was like, hey, this is what I need to do, or I would like to do this, like collab with you. And I'm like, nope. And especially what you asking me to do, nope. Because I'm not gonna lie to people. I'm not lying to people about, like, I think if your product is good, it's good. If it's not, I'm not even gonna play with you. Like I said, man, this entity talk, I'm not doing it. And if you watch it right now, you know what we talked about. Not doing it at all. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna tell you this: when people buying stuff, one thing about Invicta collectors, man, Invicta collectors enjoy themselves. They love what they collect. And granted, there's a lot of back and forth. There's true. It ain't all sunbeams and rainbows and cheesecake, bro. It goes down sometimes in the Invicta community. You know what I'm saying? Like, people who talk today, not tomorrow, or ever from that point. It is what it is, man. But yeah, man, I stand on what I stand on, man. I haven't like misguided anybody at this point when it comes to watches. Now, making mistakes or giving out wrong information is one thing. I could say, hey, this watch had, because I heard somebody said a watch had a Salida 200 when it had an R150 in it. And I said, wait a minute, that watch never had a Salida. Just made a mistake. You know what I'm saying? Don't pin them to a cross. People, I made a mistake, shoot. And I'm gonna make more mistakes. And if somebody come on and correct me, like earlier today, I had forgot that we stopped in Amber Cove. I was trying to remember. I was like, wait a minute, we stopped somewhere else before we went to San Juan. Couldn't remember. Godfather's like, hey, no, we went to Amber Cove first. I said, you right. Shoot, help me out. I got so much stuff on my mind right now to put out, man. I'll be forgetting stuff. Aragon mystery box. Let me see. What did they want you to do exactly? So, wanted me to convince people to buy a certain item, and tell the goodness thereof of this item. And I was like, bruh, do you realize that a lot of people that watch now, there's some people that I got Invicta collectors that watch. I have independent collectors that watch. I have the micro brands. I have the main brand people that watch. People from Moria Jewelers to Trifecta to Kokomo. Like, I have people that all everywhere, like India, you know. And if I tell them, hey, this is the most amazing product that you can put on your wrist today, and it's not the most amazing product, and you can't tell, this is the thing, you can't tell me how and what to say on here. I ain't never been that dude, man. Like, what? I ain't never, and I'm not gonna compromise just to get a free watch. And it goes back to Skylar, when you and some other people have been talking about this, paid promotions. What does that look like if somebody sends you a watch and you speaking highly of it, right? I can say this, of all the watches that I have, with the exception of, I did have a few watches given to me before. I did, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, but not that many. You know, I reached out to a number of companies years ago, and now, you know, coming back around, I stopped. I was like, I don't ask companies for watches, man. I'll go out and buy it, or I'll go to an AD and look at the watch right then and there. And thankfully, you know, I have a good relationship with Moria Jewelers. They allow me to come in and record. They allow me to look at watches and showcase to you guys. And they don't have to. They have, so Donovan is their social media guy. He can do that himself. They don't need me. And then they got TGV. TGV has been in relationship with this company for a long time. They don't need me coming in there. Then they got hobbies of ours. They don't need me at all, but they allow me to come in there and show you guys what's what. You know, and for that, I appreciate them for that. You know, Trifecta, Jake don't have to do that. Jake and Mark, they don't have to do that at all. They don't have to allow me to come in there. He has a social media person that does his Instagram stuff. And it's just, you know what I'm saying? It's like, they know I love watches. They love watches. And I just like sharing. So they say, hey, let's get it. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Space. What up, Space? Ripsaw Joe. Trap ain't for sale. I'm not, man. I'm not. Because then, you know what's crazy? I have to sit on this screen. Now, I know I can't physically see any of you guys right now, but I know y'all watching, y'all looking. 23 of y'all in the chat right now. You know how trash I feel if I told you, hey man, this is the most awesome watch, and I know I was having problems with it. I couldn't get the hands to move, or I couldn't get stuff to do. Man, you need to go out and get this watch today. Because if I'm talking, there's 23 of y'all in here or whatever, and you go out and buy a watch and it's not what I said it was, if you continue to look at me or watch the show, you're gonna feel some type of way. You're like, man, I ain't listen to you, bro. You full of crap, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you trying to do whatever. And that's why, you know, I'm not a review channel. That's why I don't want to do, you know what I'm saying? Like, Skylar, he does reviews. He got other, hey, and I promote, like, yo, he do a good job. That's not my lane. That's my lane, man. I like experiences. Hold up, let's see what time it is. I'm gonna have to get back here in a minute. That's what I have on. Oh, with that, you got this on right now? That's funny. That's funny. Thelonious. Yeah, man, I just won't. I refuse to put myself in a position to be bought or to lie to anybody about, you know, if I think, you know, and again, I don't have the product, so the product could be amazing, could be great. But it's the conversation I had. It's like, well, you know, when you get it, we want you to, you know, kind of talk about it, explain it, be excited about it. Don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me what to do when it comes to this. No, heck no. 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 You can't tell, man, come on, bro. You can't send me something and be like, hey, I need you to do this. No, do it yourself. Get somebody else to do it. I won't. And the fact that and you know, when you hit me with verbiage like, well, this could help your channel grow, you know what I'm saying, because you at a lower number right now. Bro, are you serious? You gonna hit me with that because I got a small YouTube channel? Bro, that ain't gonna make me promote your stuff no more than what I did now. Now, right now, that's insulting. You insulted me. I don't care how small my channel is, bro. I love my channel. Is you crazy? I've been doing this 6 years, bro. I've been doing this 6 years, man. Hey, and I stand on it, man. If you're not proud of what you do, get on about your business. That's that. The Pepsi Jack Mason? No, I haven't seen it. Wearing my anchor dial boat. I know what boat you got on, so I haven't been on Instagram. Wait, I thought you burned them all. Right, Joe. Get him. How were the watch prices on the cruise? They're actually comparable. They were actually comparable to what you'll see in the AD, just without taxes. Like they had G-Shock and they had Tissot. Man, so look, this is crazy. I love doing this. So I'm on the cruise, right? And they know that we're in there as Invicta collectors. And this guy said, hey, let me interest you in these watches, man. Like Tissot and Longines. He was like, these are different brands that have history and stuff like that. I said, okay, cool. Show me what you got. So I went in there and looked at it. And he said, everybody should have a Longines in their collection. I said, you know what? I think, you know, having Longines is, you know, that is dope, having a Longines. And he was telling me the price. I said, oh, the price is comparable to what I see back home. He said, oh, you'll never see prices like this before. Like, these are the best prices. I said, yeah, I mean, and I told him they're comparable to what I've seen back in the States. And he went on and gave this demonstration, right? And I'm like, listen, I'm just listening. And he was telling me about the soul and stuff like that. And again, I did not come at him from a position like I know it all and stuff like that. I did not. He kind of irritated because I was like, oh, I got that one right there. He said, you have this watch. I said, yeah. He said, but aren't you an Invicta collector? I said, yeah, I have Invicta too. And he was like, and you got this watch. I said, didn't I just tell you I got that watch? Well, what is it then? I was like, you tell me what it is. Then I asked him, I said, you know what the 1938 is, the Heritage? He said, a what? I said, the 1938 Heritage. He said, what is that? I said, the Tissot 1938 with small seconds. He said, we don't have that. I said, no, Tissot makes one. I said, because you don't have one there. I said, wait right here. So I go back to the room, grab my Tissot, which I brought all my other watches with me too, and showed it to him, and he was like, so you do own stuff outside of Invicta? I said, I told you. Yeah, bro, like, why is this so hard to believe? Like, I said, do you know, like, there was an Invicta collector there that said, he said, man, I got three. He has three Rolexes. He just bought that the moon watch, the Omega, the moon one, the latest one that just came out, and he got the white dial one. Like, this guy was running through, he said, but he loves his Invicta. He said, I absolutely love wearing my Invicta, man. He said, hands down, Invicta's one of the best watches that, you know, that I own. He said, man, it matches all my clothes. It matches this. I come on vacation with it, and I can get them wet. I can beat them up and save all of my, you know, high-end pieces for boardrooms and stuff, like all the boring stuff I got to do. I was like, oh, okay. He said, but like when I come home from work, dude, I throw my Invicta on, man. He said, it's just a happiness that he has. I was like, now and I love hearing these stories. You know what I'm saying? But like, going back to this guy, I don't know why he felt it was so hard. He couldn't comprehend that, like, if you collect Invicta, that's it. You can't collect nothing else. I said, all right, whatever. Corey, what's up, man? Jack Mason's prices have changed. Yes, they have. It kind of looked like the 4th of July release without guilt. Okay, yeah. Hamilton khaki for me. That's funny because I actually got on a Hamilton right now. The Expedition though. Man, bro. So check this out. Now, when it comes to Invicta, I've been on cruises where this was last year in September. We went on the Maryland group cruise, and the people that they have in there that's explaining watches, they are knowledgeable. I will give them that, but they don't know everything, right? So he was explaining watches to me, and then we got on Swiss movements, right? And he kept saying that like all Invicta are Swiss made. I said all Invicta aren't Swiss made. I said don't tell nobody that all, you know, like Invicta, like especially the ones that you have. I said there's one particular watch in your collection right now that's Swiss made, that's Invicta. And I showed him. I said it's this one right here. I said, bro, look. I said look down at that. I said because if they buy that watch, and you see where it says Swiss movement on there, he said that's Swiss made. I said no, that's the watch. He said then he wanted to give me. He said if 60% of the watch is made in Switzerland, it makes this watch a Swiss-made watch. So all Invicta are Swiss-made. I said, it's not, man. I'm trying to tell you. The movement was made in Switzerland, right? And it was finished in Malaysia or something like that. I said, quit telling people that, bro. That's all I'm saying. And he got to talking to other Invicta collectors and said, you know what, I don't like that guy. He think he's a know-it-all. I said, okay. Don't get mad at me when you tell somebody something and they find out, and then I said, you know how many people vlog stuff and they get to talking about you on YouTube? Be mindful of these people because they ripping you off. I said, you're going to mess around and be on somebody's reel on YouTube because you gave them some bad information. I said, I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm not, hey, whatever you say, bro. Whatever you say. Holier than thou attitude talked himself out of a sale. Hey, I wouldn't buy nothing from him. Even if he was selling Twinkies, and I love Twinkies, but well, I wouldn't buy a new Twinkie now. I tasted that new formula they had, and all that. You can have that. The old Twinkies was legit. But it's neither here nor there. That's crazy to assume Invicta collectors only have Invicta. It is, man. I'm like, yo, bro, are you serious? Invicta's a gateway. Invicta's a gateway drug, bro. It is. Man, this spider just running back and forth on this table. So at any rate, for those that just got here, man, I started out talking about, you know, the video I dropped today, which was a couple of hours ago, and it was basically, what was it? It was at noon. Yeah, it was at noon, and it was basically talking about showcasing what I saw on the cruise. It was just a number of people showcasing their watches. It was Basel World. And for those that don't know, Invicta actually had been the Basel World for like 20 years. They were invited to Basel World every year before Basel World went away, and now it's something different now. But I think it was in 2013 they got the Red Dot Award for a crown, and we'll go over that because I actually have a couple of watches with that particular crown on it. The Sabako number 5 is the one that actually received that award. But we'll talk about that at another day. I have a couple more videos coming out. Then we'll hear from the people that cruise. We'll hear from Godfather. I know T White and everybody else that wants to participate. I think it's Watches and Wonders now. Yeah, Watches and Wonders now. Yep. I was watching the video when I saw you were live. Let me finish when you get off. Okay. Yeah, man. So just wanted to share that with you, man. I just wanted to share that with you and kind of just like really talk about it, expound on what that is, what we do. Because when Invicta was doing it on the cruise, it was the Watch Expo, and you had, gosh, I can't even tell you, like 50 different collectors on the top row and the bottom row, and they showcasing all their watches in such a way. And you ask a question, they know their entire collection. You know, they'll tell you, they'll walk you through. And the one thing I do know, there was a question that's always asked: if you had to dwindle your collection down to a certain amount, what would you do? If you asked anybody on that cruise, hey, if you had to cut your collection in half, you really didn't have to answer. I mean, the answer was right there in front of your face. Most of those watches that you've seen on it, with the exception of 1 or 2 people, but for the most part, what was on the table is their favorite watches of all time, man. And I think that's amazing. That's amazing, watching like how much enjoyment these people have out of these watches and listening to all the different stories. We'll get into that, man, on the very next live that I do. I'll be live Sunday. I got to get in touch with Godfather, see if he's open for that. And you know what? I think I'll just open it up to all my cruisers. I'll open it up to the cruisers. So I'm out. Gotta make a run. All right, yeah, I'm out too, man, because I gotta make a run too, because I'm in between running errands. The passion is real. We're gonna leave on that. Thank you, Vic, man. Hey, my mods ain't no joke, man. You can't come on here saying dumb stuff. That's stupid. You know what I mean? So the price. Okay, yup. I received that message. Thank you for sending me that message. Hey, I appreciate everybody for watching. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. If you're new here, go ahead, think about subscribing. Or if you need some more proof about who I am, go look at a couple other videos and make that decision if you want to subscribe or even become a member. You know what I'm saying? So, till the next lightning strike, man, y'all be blessed. Much love, y'all. Appreciate you.